Boxing, kickboxing, and many other martial arts are activities enjoyed by a lot of different people. However, a, a common issue experienced by a lot of fighters is the time and effort to learn it takes to wrap your hands before a fight. Due to this, we chose our target audience to be individuals who do practice various martial arts involving striking. In choosing an end user, we chose my dad as he is a former Golden Gloves boxer and knows exactly how long and how much effort it takes to wrap your hands before a fight. So, what do you want most in your new hand wraps?
That it provides the same support as a traditional hand wrap. That it fits easily like a traditional hand wrap inside a boxing glove, inside a bag glove, an MMA glove, a point sparring glove, that it fits inside the gloves as easily.
More specifically, a boxing glove, right? Because with your experience, right?
With my experience, it fits inside a boxing glove.
Right. And then same support because you need the same support.
Yeah, the whole purpose behind wrapping your hand is to not hurt your hand when you hit things or hurt your wrist when you hit things. And so the new wrap has to provide, that same support.
Once we conducted an initial end user interview, we identified our challenge as to make a high quality slip-on hand wrap that will be easy to learn and put on.
During our research, we came up with a lot of different possibilities for how we want the thing. For materials, we were undecided over nylon, polyester, spandex, or some form of stretchy rubber. For a form factor, we were unsure whether we wanted it to be open hand, closed hand, or for it to tighten over the top. For our wrists, we didn't know whether we wanted rubber bands to keep it tight, Velcro, or some sort of gel that could stretch. For any other possible design choices, we were unsure whether we wanted to have gel padding in the knuckles, whether we wanted it to be similar to the Hayabusa Elite Quick Wraps, whether we wanted to have the same form factor as a copper fit glove, how many seams we wanted to use. As more seams decreases durability. As we found during our research, most of the wear and tear will go onto the seams and they will snap. Yeah. We were unsure whether our open hand or closed hand design would cause overheating or not.
So here's the gist of the product. So what we have here is a hand wrap that you slip on. It goes back. It's on. It just slips on with ease. It's open hand. And so the main thing with this product is, so let's say you're about to fight, right? And then they call 5-minute warning, and you just got there. You're jamming out with your headphones. You're like, oh crap, I'm not even warm. So then you're able to, oh wait, normally hand wraps take like 10 minutes if you're doing it before a fight, right?
Yeah.
So they're like, oh wait, I have these. I can just slip these on and I'll be fine. Then you're able to put your stuff on and go and win the fight.
Okay.
Any feedback?
Yeah, I mean, obviously, that being very convenient is helpful, right? Not having to take the time to wrap your hands. I think the design, we just got to make sure that, it performs the same function that the standard hand wrap does.
Right.
But the convenience obviously is a big selling point.
Okay.
And like we talked about before, the fact that you don't have to be trained by somebody to put it on correctly, like you do a standard hand wrap. I think that's a big benefit.
Right.
We chose a closed hand form to increase our durability. With our nylon material being very breathable, we weren't very worried about overheating in the hand, and through our testing, we found that that was the correct decision. We chose not to go for some sort of gel padding, as many different organizations have a ban on extra padding across the knuckles, and we wanted our wraps to be able to be used in competition. As well, for some smaller gloves, it would be difficult for our wraps to fit within the glove if they had some sort of padding. That's why we opted to not include any padding.
End user, he's putting his new wraps on. How do they feel?
Oh, they feel tight. They do, which is what you want from a support standpoint. And they fit close, which means the gloves should slide on pretty easily. Gloves definitely slid on really easily. A lot less work than putting on a regular wrap. Doesn't take anywhere near as much time. Feels good and supportive. Now here comes the real test. That's nice. That's tight around my hand, feels supportive, and basically the same feel of, from a support standpoint, of a regular wrap, but without all the work.
Do you have any feedback that you would like to give from the final product?
You know, might make the final product in different colors. So some people might, because some people do wraps in different colors and stuff. So that's something you might think about.
Right.
But no, I think they feel good, and I think you got it.
Okay.